Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's almost chilly out here. It's nice. I'm not running trains today, just cleaning up a little bit. You know, when I made this trading planter, I added a few features that would give me future projects and, you know, whatnot, so I wouldn't get bored. It's kind of a small layout, and I wanted to be able to have more fun with it in the future. So we got some different areas. We got over here, we got a little tunnel. We got the fairgrounds on the other side. But I think today I want to focus on over here. We got the creeping rosemary creeping down in there. I eventually want it to cover more of that area. Now right now, the track comes along. It's held up by these piles of bricks. I'd like to build a bridge. A cool bridge, an old-fashioned trestle bridge. Because that's what we do here on Uncle Benny's Garage. We build bridges. And I've been putting this off for a while. Different reasons. There's more important stuff to do, but I think now's the time. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. Now, I've been thinking about this a lot, but I haven't really started planning it. You know. So the track's 4 inches wide. The curve comes around 14 inches. The straight section's like 36. The whole thing's like 9 feet. It's about 14 inches deep. All right, plan the bridge, bridge the plan. When you're planning a bridge, you look at a lot of pictures online, and anything you want to do, you'll find a bridge that has that. If you want a certain number of columns, if you want a certain number of the supports, if you want, you know, spaced out, if you want scrunched together, it's out there. You really can't go wrong. Now, if you're trying to recreate or if you're inspired by a specific bridge, that's going to, you know, dictate a lot of what you do. I didn't have a specific bridge in mind, and I just went through a lot of pictures. Now, I could tell you the technical names of the uprights and the little support bars and the cross beams and the connector pieces. But I'm not here to try and pretend I'm an expert at trestle bridges. I'm not. I'm just making it up as I go. And once we got our size and dimensions sort of dialed in, we got to figure out a little bit of the spacing. And one of the things I saw in a bunch of pictures online is that a typical spacing is about the length of the tender car behind the locomotive. It seems like it's about there. Can be more, can be less. So that's about what I'm going to go for, maybe slightly less, just to get a few more in there. I think I'm going to have to make about 14 of these things. Another thing I want to do, even though it's rare, I did see a picture of a wooden trestle bridge with like an arch in the middle of it, like between the two mountains or whatever like that. And I thought, you know what, that'd be kind of cool. Put a little arch in the middle. That way the gravel underneath there, maybe I could do a little fake riverbed or something, do a little scene down there at some point. I want to think about that. I might build out the sides of the planter to come down at an angle a little bit, because I do really like that look where the last trestle is like a little shorter because it's coming down the hill, and then we'll see. So I know it's going to be obviously a trestle bridge, but I got to figure out what style, how many posts I want. I got to think about connecting them all together. There's a layer of wood on the top where the track sits on, how I'm going to fasten it down or glue it in or set it there. So there's some decisions to be made. Ooh, there might be lights on it. That'd be cool. Hummingbirds. Hummingbirds like the flowers. All right, let's get to it. All right, I got this piece of cedar. I might have some other scraps in there. I don't know if this is going to be enough to do the whole thing, but it's been sitting here all summer. It's about as dry as it's going to get. I think it's a good place to start. I'll tell you what, when you are cutting wood, you should wear a dust mask. That sawdust, it's not good for you to breathe. But when you're cutting cedar, that's 10 times as bad. Cedar will mess you up. There's a reason bugs won't eat it. And I wasn't wearing a mask for most of this. And man, my throat was scratchy for like a week. I was coughing up phlegm balls. It was gross. So, you know, wear a mask. A lot of these have knots and some cracks and some other things, so we'll have to figure out how to get the best pieces out of each piece. G-scale, there's a few different technical scales, but when I'm building stuff, I think of a millimeter equals an inch, basically. And if you look online, a lot of people build these things about 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, and it fits a lot of the scales. And I'm not going for hyper realistic, I'm just looking for something that's going to look good. So I went with 12 millimeters by 12 millimeters, or about 1/2 inch. Except some of the top boards, I think I went 14 millimeters. You can do whatever you want. All right, so some of the nails poke through just a hair, but the next step down in size of nails was like 3/4, and they would have only gone in halfway. So I think this is the better of two things for me. It'll look a little rustic. It'll be fine, I think. That's what I'm thinking now, anyway. Maybe I can turn down the power on the gun just a bit so it doesn't sink them. So that's my first trestle. The bottoms will get put on the table saw and run perfectly exact to height, because I still got to put, there's like rows of this that the track will sit on and whatnot. So I think I roughly know the size of everything I need to cut. Now I can go through and make a bunch of the pieces and then do more of a assembly line kind of a thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, plus the original 14. Hope that's enough. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Alright, cutting around knots and splits and stuff. I have almost enough. I'm going to have to find some more wood to cut up. I think I got some more scraps from the CNC projects, some more little scraps of cedar. We'll see if we can get, just need another handful of pieces. So a real pro tip that I've seen a lot online is to stain all your wood before you assemble all your pieces. And that is great. And you do it because if you get a glue glob, that's fun to say, the stain isn't going to stick to where the glue glob is. And it'll look a lot more polished at the end. Now, a keen eye will notice I'm not doing that, and that's because I'm not going to stain these. They're cedar. I'm going to let them age outside and look like cedar. I might linseed oil or like deck treat them or something like that to give them a little extra protection. But if I oil them, then the glue isn't going to stick. So there's that. All right, so I dialed in a pretty good angle on the jig on the saw for the pieces. And after doing a few of them now, I think they turned out pretty good. I'll have to change the angle on the thing just so slightly for the bottom one. It's like almost the same, but it's like that much. I also changed the length of the nail. Instead of a 1-inch nail, I did have some 3/4 inch nails for the gun. There's a few of them in there. I won't have enough to do all these. I'm going to have to get some more. But I thought that was better than having them stick out the back. Yeah, that'll be good. Whew. Windy today. All right, it's a new day. We got more nails. I got a couple hours before work. Let's see if we can do some more of these. All right, these four, nothing more to do right now because they're not getting a bottom section because they might get trimmed for the arch. So the rest of these, they get a bottom angly cross thing too. So now I need to fix my jig for the bottom cut angle. Yeah, now I need to fix my jig for the bottom cut angle, and then we can jump on those. Here's my test piece. Keep getting these little cracks right at the end on some of these. I think it's because I'm using, see, spots where the grain isn't good. It's too close to where a knot was. I gotta watch that. All right, so for these top parts that I already kind of trimmed, I think I'm just going to use a sander to knock down any high spots. That way, I think it'll be a lot easier than using a table saw. Hey, baby.
Oh, you a scraper?
What?
Scraper?
What kind of scraper?
Like
I've got a paint one. I've got like a sharp edge one, or I've got like this one if you really gotta
I think it's
dig
the
it.
first one.
All right, while I'm blindly reaching over a moving belt sander, I think now's a good time to talk about shop safety. You remember our original measurements were 13.5 inches from the ground to the track. And there's still a piece that's going to go on the top of these, like a long cross rail, and the track sits on that. So that's going to be a 1/2 inch, which means we need to trim these to 13 inches. And we already got our tops nice and flat, so that should be pretty easy to do on the table saw. And there we have it. Look at that, huh? Yeah. Perfect. All right, just gotta do the rest of these. See what I did there? Wasn't paying attention. I set it right down on a blade, put a big nick in it. It's not the end of the world, but it could have been worse. I wasn't paying attention. That's how it happens. Here we have it. We've got trestles. All the trestles. Most of them, hopefully. I don't think we have to make any more. And I think we're at a good place to end this video, because now the next step is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit more assembling. It's going to be starting to turn these into a bridge. And there's some more decisions that got to be made. There's more stuff we got to think about. I could have planned a little bit better on how to attach them together. All right, as always, hey, thanks for stopping and watching. This has been a blast. I hope you have fun too. If you're tackling a project like this, oh man, send me a picture. I really want to see. All right. Thank you. My coffee. Cheers.